What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Hope all you had a great day today. Hope you all had a great weekend. Getting into this episode of GH, Sasha was pissing me off in this episode. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Sasha was getting on my nerves. On the one hand, I agree with Sasha. Like, the identity of her child's father is really nobody's business. I do agree with that. That's not nobody's concern. But there is a rumor going around that Jason is the father. Like, that rumor is spreading throughout the town. Everybody's believing it. Well, except Geo. Geo ain't buying it, but everybody else seems to be jumping on that bandwagon in shock and believing it or whatever. She's not clearing up the rumor. All she doing is, oh, well, that's none of your business. I don't have to explain anything to anyone. I don't have to this. See, you're feeding the rumor, though. Because by not confirming or denying, you're feeding into it, because now people are going to take that rumor and run with it and make up their own narrative. Because now you got Emma spying and ready to call Robin and let Robin know. You know what I'm saying? Now Cody, he trying to get in touch with Robert. Emma talking about telling Robert. Like, this rumor is spreading and is getting bigger now. All she had to do was clarify and tell people, or tell Maxie at the very least, Jason's not the father. That's all you had to do. And leave it at that. You don't have to tell the other part of it. You don't have to reveal the actual identity of the person. Just say, no, that's not true. Jason's not the father. Boom. Maxie will let people know and they'll back off. Problem solved. But her not confirming this or denying it, it's like, you feeding that shit. You know, you letting it grow legs at this point. And that's not a good look. That was stupid. That was very dumb. Because it's just gonna cause major problems now. I like the fact that Maxie had that conversation with Emma about how to deal with Anna and stuff like that, because I love that Maxie is trying to create a safe space for Emma. You know what I'm saying? A no judgment zone. Like, if you and Anna butt heads or whatever, you got stuff going on that you can't talk to Anna about, come talk to me. I like that. You know what I'm saying? I like that, because Emma's going to need that. She's going to need a person like that she feels comfortable confiding in, because Maxie had her years too where she was a wild child doing whatever, so she can relate to that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad Maxie put that out there, like, yo, come talk to me. If something blows up in your face, come talk to me. I ain't gonna judge you. I'm gonna just be here for you to listen and advise you, and you know what I'm saying? I like that, because I feel like Emma's definitely gonna need it. She a little snitch though. She a little spy. She need to mind her business around gossiping about stuff she don't even know what she talking about. But, you know, I'm glad her and Maxie had that convo, because it was needed. Anyway, moving on from that. I like Quinn. You know, Kai, little friend Quinn. I do like him. Like, he's a spicy character. Like, I really do like him. My problem, I ain't like the way he was talking to Trina, though. I ain't like how he was stepping to her, blaming her for Kai not being able to play football, or, you know, accepting defeat. Like, that's not her fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not her fault. Kai is a young adult. He made a choice. That's on him. And what Quinn needs to understand, Quinn needs a reality check, because he's sitting there talking about, oh, football is his future. Football is Kai's future. Let me tell you something. Football is playing in the NFL, just playing pro ball is not guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? Even if you make it to the pros, it's not guaranteed that you're going to have a 15-year damn career. You may not have a 2-year career. Injuries happen all the time. They happen out of nowhere at the drop of a dime. You can get hurt on that field, and that's a wrap on your career. You could break your neck. You could have a concussion. You could blow your knee out, tear your shoulder. Anything can happen on that field at any given time. And it could shut your whole career down before it even gets started. So for him to sit there and blame Trina for that, like, oh, Kai, he was split, his focus was split. No, you looking for somebody to blame. And I love how Trina basically told that boy to check himself. And I love how Trina stands up to people. Like, she don't allow people to, you know, blame her for things that are not her fault. She stands up to people. And I love that. I love it. because he was totally out of line for that, you know. And I do agree with Trina. He was looking for somebody to blame or something to blame, other than the reality of the situation. So Quinn need to go sit down. But I do like him though. I like the character, but he do need to, keep his little self out of Trina's face. I get what Trina, trying to do or whatever. Like she's just trying to give Kai some hope. But I'm glad Curtis went in there with the mindset of I'm not gonna be that dude that's gonna be one of them that tells Kai what to do, how to feel. He said, I'm not gonna be that. I'm just gonna be here, as a sounding board for him and for somebody for him, to talk to if he needed. And I totally agree with Curtis on that one. You know, Kai has to navigate this on his own. He got to figure out how to navigate this, how to pull himself up from this, and what's next for him. He got to figure that out in his own time. Trina can't push. Trina, she could be there as support, but she can't fix this for him. I don't know if we're ever going to see Kai's parents or anything like that, but the way he said, oh, I don't want to disappoint my family and I don't want to disappoint, the team. And, it just seems like he's carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders. You got a whole team over here. You got your family over there. But I want to see what kind of family he come from. Because I hope it's not the type of family, that are pushing this football agenda on him and making him do this. Because I feel like Kai could have a really big future even without football. You know what I'm saying? He can find something else to love. Because at some point in your football career, you're going to have to find a second career anyway. Because football ain't forever. Nobody, you'll be lucky to have a 20-year football career. You'd be very lucky. Because not everybody can have that. You know what I'm saying? Like football is a very short career. Because you are in your prime once you hit like 30. That's your peak. You know what I'm saying? Once you go past 30, oh, you are raising in the sun at that point. Like you considered a senior by the time you're 35 in the football field. Like you consider old. By the time you hit that 35, 36-year-old mark, you old head by that point. You know what I'm saying? So football is not that long. It's not like basketball. Like you got some basketball players, they could be 41 and still playing. 42. You know what I'm saying? Football, hell shit. You'll be lucky to hit 42 and still playing some daggone football. You'd be lucky. Like I said, not everybody's that lucky. But I definitely feel like, Kai is he's gonna figure life out. I am glad that Curtis went in there and talked to him and gave him his card and stuff and was like, listen, call me if you need something. I'm happy that Trina and Curtis are bonding and stuff like that. She calling him dad and whatnot. I just feel bad for Taggart. I do, because it's like once Curtis came out as the father, it's like Taggart just disappeared, just poof, gone. And I hate that for that character. I really do, because I feel like the character of Taggart deserves so much better. And it's like, it just doesn't seem like Taggart would just drop off the face of the earth. Trina's been through so much, and Taggart hasn't been around for any of the stuff she's been through, which is very uncharacteristic. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not realistic, for this guy who's been her dad for 20 years to just drop out of her life, especially when she's going through so much turmoil. It just don't make sense. So anyway, moving on from that, Laura just run around just breaking the news to everybody about Sidwell being in town. I get why she would be concerned about Lucky. I get it, but Lucky seemed very blasé. And what's so funny is Lucky's reaction to Sidwell living in Port Charles now is the same reaction kind of that Isaiah had. They both were very blasé about it. Even Jordan took notice of it. She was like, when she told him about Sidwell living in town, she was like, oh, you seem, cool about the situation. And Isaiah pretty much was like, oh, it ain't like he could kidnap me again, which is true, but he could try. I doubt he will. But what I realized, though, is that Isaiah and Lucky's reaction to it was a fakeade. They were definitely putting on a front about how they really feel about him living in that town, because when Sidwell was talking to Jordan, Isaiah's face he was ready to whoop that man ass. Like, he was crazy angry. Like, if looks could kill, Sidwell would be a dead motherfucker walking. I'm just saying, he'd be pop, pop, pop. Like, you'd just be on the ground. So he definitely was putting on a facade about how he really feel. And I don't blame Isaiah for being pissed off. Like, this dude kidnapped your ass, and yet he walking free. Like, he's a free man. No charges, no nothing. That would piss anybody off. But I love how Jordan had his back, though, because she was like, oh, if Sidwell give you any problems, oh, I got your back. I love it. Like, I am loving Jordan and Isaiah, and I'm loving that she's finally getting somebody. Like, back, I wished at the time that it was her and Zeke at the time, because that chemistry was just crazy. But I could take her and Isaiah. I will take her and Isaiah. I will, because I like them together. And I'm glad, even Liz had to push Lucky to open up about what happened with him and Sidwell, because Liz was getting a little irritated about his reaction to Sidwell living in that town, because she know him. She know Lucky better than anybody. She know that man, was not cool about it. He could put up a front all he want, but he can't put up one with Liz. Like, Liz know that man. And I'm glad he opened up to her about it, about what he went through and how much of a hell it was for him. Like, I'm surprised that man don't have PTSD from that, because he went through some shit with Sidwell. So I'm glad he opened up to Liz, of all people, because, if he gonna open up to anybody, it would be her, because she could see through the bullshit with him. I'm glad they still working on this whole Cyrus situation, because it's like they're going through pretty much every case that they can go through to try to figure out how many people exactly did this man kill. Because dude is basically a serial killer at this point. Like, he was on some Angel of Mercy type shit. So I'm glad they looking into it, and they're seeming like they're getting close to something. I think they're going to hit pay dirt. They're going to get some type of evidence on his little raggedy ass at some point. So anyway, moving on from that. I'm glad Sonny went to go check on Alexis. I am. I'm happy that he went to go check on her and stuff, because Alexis trying to put up a front like she just fine. And I'm glad Sonny told her, listen, you ain't got a front for me. Like, you might have to front for everybody else that don't know you like that, but he was like, I know you better than most. You ain't got to put up no front. Let it out. If you're angry about it, you want to scream, you want to just go off, he said, just do it. And I agree with him. It ain't sense in bottling all that anger up. But Alexis is a killer on the low. Like, people know her history. She got some bodies on her. But I'm glad, Sonny was there to talk to her and let her know, like, listen, you did right by your daughter. You know what I'm saying? When she was here, you did right by her. You did what you could, and Sam loved her. And that's all she needed. That's all she need right now. And I'm glad Sonny was there to talk with her. But at the end of the day, I'm ready for, I hope it's Alexis. If anybody going to take Cyrus out, it need to be Alexis. It need to be her. And I know everybody in that town need to cover it up. They need to help Alexis out and cover that shit up. If she decide to kill that man, cover it up. Because I'd be damned if Alexis got to serve any prison time for that bastard. Nope, take his ass out. It got to be Alexis that do it. Got to be her. I don't think I would accept it any other way. Like, I don't even want Alexis to be Alexis when she do it. I want her to be Natasha. Like, Alexis got to get into Natasha mindset when she take that bastard out. Like, she got to. She got to be on her Alexis. She got to be on her Helena shit. Like, I'm ready for her to get that dagger. The dagger that Helena used to kill Alexis' mother. She need to use that to take Cyrus out. She got to use that dagger. That's the only way I'll accept it. I don't understand why Laura went to go see Alexis about Sidwell. Like, what exactly can Alexis tell her about Sidwell? She don't know that man like that. All she did was get that man some papers. She ain't never have no in-depth conversation with him like that, so I don't know what information she could provide. And I'm ready for Sonny to stop popping that damn pill. Like, I'm glad he going to LA because he need to go see his little doctor or whatever, because him popping that pill ain't doing nothing for him, because at any given moment that man could kill over. He need to go get that checked out. So anyway, moving on from that. BLQ just don't never learn. She don't. And you know what's more terrible about this whole storyline? I got reminded of something over the weekend. Somebody posted a video and I totally forgot about it. But when Cody first came to town, BLQ didn't know who he was. She introduced herself to him. Because it was at the Metro Court pool. Her and Brad were there. And her and Brad introduced themselves to Cody. She was like, oh, nice meeting you. So this whole recon of a story is terrible. Like, you can tell these writers don't be remembering shit they wrote. Because I'm like, I'm glad somebody posted that video. Because I was like, I know I'm not bugging. I'm glad somebody posted that video because it totally reminded me that she did not know that man when he came to town. That's the funny part. But BLQ need to stop listening to Lois. Like, Lois think it's in everybody's best interest to just let this go. Let sleeping dogs lie. Now BLQ talking about, oh, it ain't the right time to tell Dante about their kid and it might send him over the edge. I would think so. I mean, with everything he dealing with right now, I mean, yeah, that man probably on the verge of snapping. One more, secret coming out. I mean, shit, that's gonna send anybody into overdrive. Like, I'm just saying. But she already know it's gonna be fallout. No matter when she tell, if she tell, it's gonna be some fallout to this. Chase is gonna be upset. Dante is gonna be upset. A lot of people are gonna be upset. Ned, Olivia, Tracy, they're all gonna be pissed. Lulu, everybody gonna be pissed about this. But she should know that she can't keep this secret forever because somebody's bound to find out. And I wonder if Lois know that Gio is the child, though. I wonder if she knows that. Because Lois seems to know everything else, so I wouldn't be surprised if Lois knows that little tidbit of information. But BLQ is she barking up the wrong tree by keeping this secret. Because it's going to come out. It can either come out from her or it's going to accidentally come out from somebody else. Like, that's a fool move on her part. Anyway, moving on from that. I enjoyed the conversation between Dante and Lulu. I did. I'm glad that he opened up to her about him and Sam and, how he was feeling and their, engagement, like just everything. I'm glad that he opened up to her, even though he felt like it was easier to talk to BLQ because she wasn't as close to that situation. But I'm glad he talked to Lulu. Like, I'm glad him and Lulu could sit there and have that conversation. And I'm glad that Lulu made a point to let him know that she, wasn't taking her second chance at life for granted. And that she really did appreciate what Sam did for her. So I'm glad that she told him that, and he told her that, he didn't blame her for Sam's death, nor should he, because that's not her fault. I'm really happy that they had that conversation. It was good to see, that he could at least vent to her and get that out, and she could say what she had to say. But as far as them getting back together, that's probably gonna be a long road. That's gonna be a long, winding road for them. Anyway, I think that's pretty much everything in this episode. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you all thought, and I will see you all later. Peace. Have a good night.